The weather outside is frightful, so we're gonna make some cheese. Hello everybody, welcome back to my wee corner of the World Wide Web. Today, you've seen the title, I feel like this is gonna go disastrously, but we are going to attempt to make some vegan cheeses from scratch. So we're gonna be making 3 different cheeses today, but first, some iced coffee, a very important step in the cheese making process. I got this cheese making kit from the Christmas section of the Boots aisle in January, back when everything was 50% off. It is from BOSH. It's basically a vegan cheese making kit, and I thought, hey, that would work really well for a video one day. And now it's coming up to the end of May and I still haven't used it, and the expiry date is May 2021. So that is why we're making this video today. So hopefully it still works, hopefully it still makes cheese. It comes with some cute little recipe cards. So the 3 cheeses that we will be making today are mozzarella, feta and ricotta. All dairy free and vegan friendly. The instructions seem fairly straightforward, which makes me think that it's gonna go wrong. The only long ass part that we had to do was we had to soak some nuts, which I've never done in my life before. So last night at about 1 in the morning, I went and I soaked 200 grams of almonds and I soaked 80 grams of cashews. Slight problem with these recipes, and we're making all 3 today. I don't know if I said that. We're making all 3. Go hard or go home. What was I saying? Yeah, the slight problem with this is the ricotta recipe needs 150 grams of almonds. The feta recipe needs 80 grams of almonds. Now, 150 plus 80 is more than 200, and we only have 200. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to 3/4 the ricotta recipe. Who cares? No one cares. And they provide you with all of the ingredients apart from the nuts. Also, you need unsweetened soy milk or something like that. And obviously like water. But all the other things they provide you with in this handy dandy little box. The first interesting looking thing is this thermometer. Oh, there we go. Which I think you stick in the cheese when you heat it up, and you've got to like heat it to a certain temperature or some rubbish like that. This is very out of my normal cooking skill range. I just stick it in a pan and heat it up. The other things that come in the box is a bunch of interesting looking white powders. This is called citric acid, sounds healthy. Salt, nutritional yeast, vegan's favorite ingredient, tapioca starch, and agar powder. And that's everything. That's what comes in the box. So we're going to be making cheese somehow out of nuts and these interesting looking powders. So let's get to it. The feta takes the longest to set in the fridge, so we're going to make that one first. Ricotta doesn't need set at all. What even is ricotta? Is ricotta like soft cheese? I feel like you get that in lasagnas and things like that. As we can see, I'm clearly a cheese expert. But yeah, so we're going to do feta first. These are my soaked nuts, by the way. Lovely. First step, soak your nuts for 8 to 10 hours. Achievement unlocked. Remove the almond skins. I've got to remove the skins of all of these. Is that necessary? I guess it might be actually easier than I thought. I'm doing this one-handed. The absolute sheer skill here. This is actually easier than I thought it would be. But they're so... I have to do this to all of them. I just wanted to make some cheese. I suppose I probably could have bought them peeled, but... You know what? This is actually quite easy. Look at all my almond skins. Oh. Right, I'm gonna peel the rest of these and get back to you. I take it back. The peeling of the almonds is actually kind of therapeutic. Look at my naked nuts. How beautiful. Next, place almonds and all other ingredients in a blender. A food processor is a blender, right? I do have, as you can see, a food processor, but I also have this attachment, which is called a blender. But like, surely this does the same thing, right? I can't be bothered changing it. So we're using the food processor, okay? Okay. The nuts. Cold water. Then the first interesting white substance. 1/2. Whoa, that looks so weird in the water. I have salt, but we're just going to use the salt that comes with it. 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid. I'm literally using every single one of these. Right. A teaspoon of nutritional yeast. I've never actually had vegan feta cheese before. I know Via Life does one, but I've never tried it. Let me know if it's any good. I have tried like actual feta before I went plant-based. A teaspoon. And that is quite literally all of the ingredients. Probably would help if I plugged it in. Now we just need to blend it until it's smooth and creamy. Oh god, that looks awful. Okay, our mixture looks interesting. I'm not sure if smooth and creamy is the word that I would use to describe this mixture, but it's been blending for quite some time. So the next step is to transfer it to a medium-sized saucepan. I was originally going to use a wok, but I feel like that's a bad idea, so we're going to use like a boiling pan type situation. It smells interesting, very interesting. Looks like porridge. We all know how much I love porridge. Heat on a low setting up to 60 degrees Celsius. This is where our handy dandy thermometer comes into play. I've cleaned this, by the way. Do I just put it in? Can I just let it sit in there? Is that how this works? I feel like I shouldn't just let it sit there. And also, like, what am I supposed to do with it? Right, it's currently at 34 degrees Celsius. Very interesting. It is thickening up, to be fair. I don't have high hopes. We're at 40 degrees. We're getting there. 43. Oh, it's going up quite quickly now. Put it down a bit. We've put it down a tiny bit lower. Oh, we're at 50. No, we're not. I'm being dramatic. We're at 48. Oh, but it seems like really thick all of a sudden. Double camera skills. Oh. Ew. This looks absolutely delightful. I'm worried I've gotten cheese on the chicken. To be fair, I just licked my finger because I'm disgusting. And that tasted quite nice, you know? It's really quite thick. It's globtastic. Is it meant to be this thick? It's like Play-Doh. Oh, we're at 58. Should I just stop it there? I'm like scared to go beyond 60, to be honest with you. Oh, it's gone down again. I'm worried this thermometer is broken because I dropped in cheese. You know what? It's hovering between 55 and 58, so we're going to take off the heat. This is supposed to turn into feta cheese. Right, so the only things left to do is to transfer it to a small tray and then set it in the fridge. But the thing is, what do they mean by a small tray? A small tray could be literally anything. How large is a piece of string? Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking, because I need to store this in the fridge, I might just transfer it to a Tupperware box. I feel like that's the logical, sensible solution here. I have these Chinese Tupperware leftover boxes. Will it work in that? How does that need to set? That looks pretty friggin' set to me. All of these recipes are supposed to make 200-gram batches, and I only paid £7 for the kit, so that's pretty cool. Like, if this works out well, might take up cheese making as a hobby. I'm gonna leave that to cool a bit before I put it in the fridge. Let's move on to the next cheese. Dairy-free mozzarella. This time we're using cashew nuts, which I don't think we have to peel. It just says to rinse them with clean water, so that's what we're gonna do. So we have drained and cleaned our cashew nuts. Oh, I have recipes just everywhere. Place the cashew, blah blah blah. Put everything in a blender again. So essentially it's the exact same process as the feta, except there's slightly more ingredients. We've had a nooch spillage. Let's just, oh Jesus. Whoops. Ignore this spot on the side of my mouth, by the way, it's very sore. We've added most of the ingredients. Cashew nuts, the soy milk, tapioca, salt, citric acid, agar, and the nutritional yeast. However, the final ingredient just says iced water. Doesn't say how much iced water, it just says iced water. Do I look like I know how much iced water to put in my cheese? So I think we're just going to blend it first, and then if it seems like it needs water, we'll add water. If you think I'm going to clean this food processor in between each cheese, you're absolutely wrong. Oh, this one looks creepy. But how am I supposed to know if it needs iced water? I might just put like a tiny splash in. I have no idea. Tiny splash of water in. It isn't even iced cold, it's just tap cold. And it's the same process again. We just heat it up to 60 degrees Celsius. By the way, I am putting the feta into the fridge. Oh, maybe not. Actually, should I put the lid on it? Probably. There we go. And now we leave that for 2 hours. Can we just witness this multitasking? I am stirring continuously while peeling my almonds. This seems like a different consistency. It's like more flexible. It's more like springy. Right. When they're blah blah blah. The only difference with this recipe is when it's cool enough to handle, roll into small balls and place into iced water. Oh, the iced water makes sense now. I should have read the recipe. Okay, well, you didn't need to add water, but I only added a tiny splash, so hopefully it doesn't affect our mozzarella. Can you hear that? Someone's just decided to start cutting the grass. Unbelievable. Okay, the lawnmower has stopped. As I was saying, the iced water with no measurement now makes complete and total sense. So we're gonna leave this to cool and make our final cheese. I've just realised someone is cutting the grass and it was literally raining like 20 minutes ago. The last one is ricotta, and I have peeled the rest of my almonds. The good thing about the ricotta is this is the only one that doesn't need to be heat up to 60 degrees, and it's a soft cheese, I think. So it doesn't need to set in the fridge either. Quite literally the only steps to this recipe is to put all of your ingredients in a blender and blend it. This is just almonds, water, salt, citric acid and nutritional yeast. Also, can I just say, we have used all the ingredients that we need to use for the 3 200-gram batches of cheese, and there's still so much ingredients left. Like, I feel like you could easily make loads of batches. Oh guys, I'm a donut. I've done that thing where I've like put all the ingredients into my food processor and I forgot to put the blender part in first, which you're supposed to do. So now it's like, you know, I'm a donut. I have sorted the situation. So let's blend. Oh. This is the consistency achieved with the ricotta, and apparently this is ready to eat now. But I'm just going to wait till they're all ready at once to try them. The very last thing that we have to do is to prep our mozzarella balls. I think this is cool enough to handle. So here I have a large bowl of cold tap water. We're going to put some ice cubes in it. Oh, iced water. Roll into small bowls and place into the iced water. Do I store it in the water? I don't know, this all seems very wrong putting this in iced water, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Do I just... how many balls? I'm gonna assume a small ball is a spoonful. I have no... oh gosh, this feels awful to touch. But... small ball. Put directly in the iced water. Are they sure? I suppose when you buy mozzarella, it's normally in one of those like liquidy bags. So I guess that makes sense. But it just seems wrong to put this into this. But we're gonna do it. That just seems so wrong. It's just like floating in there. Interesting. And also it does not look smooth like mozzarella should look. We're gonna do this with the rest of the mixture. And I'll get back to you. Here is our mozzarella balls. I am very skeptical about these, but we'll try and trust the process. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep these in water after the 10 to 20 minutes or if I take them out of the water. It doesn't say. Ricotta is ready and then the feta will be ready in like an hour or so, so I'll see you then. Oh, for goodness sake. I got cheese on my crock. So I'm starting to think I've maybe gone wrong somewhere, because on the box the cheese looks really smooth. None of my cheeses look that smooth. Floating balls of mozzarella are in here. I believe this one is the ricotta. Sorry, slight angle change because the lighting, the clouds, the sun, everything. As I was saying, ricotta, and we have the feta, and the feta is like really interesting. It's like rock solid. I don't know if it's meant to be rock solid. Is my feta supposed to look like this? Just seems a bit sketch, you know what I mean? They all just seem like different forms of each other. The ricotta is like a soft, mushy version, and this is like a hard, rock solid version. And then these are just a version floating about in water. My hopes aren't high, but we're gonna give them a try. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. What do you do when you have cheese? A cheese board, of course. I don't even know if these cheeses are supposed to be eaten with crackers and cheese. I'm an uncultured swine, so we're just gonna go with it. I have an assortment of crackers and breads and stuff. Baguettes, Sainsbury's finest. Asda salt and pepper crackers, vegan friendly. And then here we have Morrison's herb and onion crackers. And then I have some pickle and the best chutney in the world, caramelized balsamic red onion chutney from Morrison's. So this is our little cheese, I can't put that there, cheese board assortment. I've also got tomatoes and I have olives over there that I can't reach. Let's give them a try. I think apart from the dodgy looking mozzarella balls, I'm looking forward to this, I think. What should I start with? The feta? Or should I start with the mozzarella ball? Because I'm scared about that. They're just... what? This is a vegan mozzarella ball, apparently. Interesting. A bit of mozzarella. I'm gonna try it on its own first. I'm like nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? I don't know if it would be better if it was like melted on pizza or something, but as it is, it's not great. We're gonna try it with some chutney. Oh, this stuff. I feel like this can make anything taste better. Yep. The chutney makes everything taste better. The mozzarella, as it is getting like a 1 out of 5 probably. It's not great. It's not great. But I might get back to you on whether it melts good on pizza. Next, we're gonna try the ricotta. I'll just do this. I'm on board with the ricotta. The ricotta is good. It could be better if it was a bit creamier, but I think if I just added a bit of milk or plant-based cream or something, that could make it really nice and creamy, you know? The ricotta is a success, thank goodness. Now for the feta. Cut a little smidgen off with one of these on a cracker. It's like really dry tasting. Is it supposed to taste like that? It's like really hard cheese, and I don't know if feta's supposed to be like that. Yeah, it's like dry, but I mean it's significantly better than the mozzarella balls. The mozzarella balls can get a 1 out of 10. The ricotta, 6.5. The feta can get 4.5. Overall, I am underwhelmed. Would I recommend you making your own cheese at home? I mean, it was kind of fun. But I think it was only fun because I was filming it. Plus, there's so many vegan cheese options in like every supermarket ever. So I would probably just recommend you going and buying some. They taste significantly better than these. It was fun though. If you enjoyed seeing me attempt to make cheese really badly, please don't forget to give the video a wee like. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me. But for today, that's all from me, folks. As always, that's not the right words. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I will see you in the next one.